taped yesterday, and then stopped at that spot. I can't remember. So anyway, all right. So we were just setting this one up where the unknown is actually that little arc. So it's angle equals half big arc minus small arc, and then just continuing on. Short set of continuation of the notes. All right, 141. Weird. 114 and 141. Ones and fours switched. Okay, so just make sure I did that 50, 100, 107, 114. And then when I subtract 141, you certainly get a negative, but you also have a negative x. So negative x equals, I guess I'll have to do this myself. 31, is that 27 negative? Yes or no? Anyone? Okay, there we go. Wow, look at first hour now. So now x equals 27 degrees, and we can go from there. So anyway, an exercise of the formula, half big arc minus small, and then going from there. Okay, I should be able to bounce around the room here, but I guess we'll just leave you alone on that one as well. Careful on your drawings. I think I'm just going to do a lot of these where I don't even do the calculation because some of them are just basic setups here. Like this first one, it can't be any easier than that. Angle equals half 115 minus 25. Ain't no thing. All right, chicken wings, piece of cake. You calculate that, you move on. Same thing with this one, but this is called a tangent chord. I'm sorry, not chord, tangent secant. All right, because that's a tangent line right there on that top one. All right, but anyway, the two arcs that are cut are those same things. X degrees equals half of big arc minus small. This is just a simple plug and chug. All right, so you can go ahead and do that calculation. You don't need me for that. Same old, same old. Too many examples. Right, x equals half of 122 minus 58. Get something more challenging like this one, but not really. You got to stick the parts in the right spot. So it's angle equals half big arc, that is what's marked here, and then small arc is marked as unknown. So it's exactly the same as the last question. Multiply both sides by 2, and you get 80 equals 96 minus x. When you subtract 96 and then divide both sides by a negative, you get x equals 16. So it'd have to be 16 degrees. Okay, so you should be able to do that. Subtract 96, get a negative, but a negative equals a negative situation. Fumble. All right. Now, we have a tangents. Not really a big deal here. What's a full circle? 3, 2, 1, go. Say it. 360. So when I have a tangent, and they give me one of my angle measures, then the other one I just have to take 360 minus that. So it's 110. I guess I'm sticking with the green color right here. So that's what the smaller arc has to equal. And then again, I'm not even going to calculate this one. Half 250 minus 110. So no real challenges here. Shouldn't be a really big deal when you're looking at that stuff. Okay, now we finally have a chord. Just notice that this is not in the center, and it certainly is not in the center because these two are not equal. Imagine if they were in the center, these two would be vertical angles, and then they'd be central angles as well, equal to the arcs across from them. So the whole point of the proportionality of those changing as I move that point around. So this is a flat out sum. It doesn't matter who you list first when you're summing two angles. So that is a chord angle. It's the average of those two arcs that its angle and its vertical counterpart crosses. So I like talking about that as far as how we should remember that one. Quick question.
Do you mean, I think it's 83, not 86.
Oh, 83, correct. I'm sorry. Think of the Bears 83 defense from 1985. Oh, no one knows what that is in this class. But anyway, does anyone ever hear that? The 83 defense or 86 defense from the Bears? You kids should be watching the 85 Bears on YouTube. I can see those games, and they're amazing. All right, anyway, so we got a 45 degrees, and then we got an X degrees, and then we have this arbitrary 125.5 written here. Big deal, not too tough, okay? So what we have here is I got to get this angle here because that is these two vertical angles, cutting these arcs that we should take the average of. So I don't know why I'm changing the red, but we'll go ahead and do that. So let's see. 60 would be too far, so 57.5. So exercising that big idea, one of those big ideas about that being a straight angle, and those should be supplementary there. All right. So now that we have this angle, which is also this angle, we got the old chord, and we have the angle that cuts one of those arcs. So this one probably go ahead and solve. Short on the solving. Well, 57.5 equals half. Come on, half, and then x plus 45. Right? So I got one of the unknowns being the arc itself, and it's sum because it's chord. Either do it or you don't. 57.5, 114. I think that's 115. 115 equals x plus 45. Again, I think the smartest thing is to take both sides and just multiply by 2 instead of distributing. It doesn't matter. I just think it's a slightly easier. Then when you subtract 45, you get x equals 70, I believe. Right? Okay, so that would be good there. All right. Anything else of any consequence here? Not a big deal on 16 and 17. One thing about 16, though, for the first time, I guess I'll do 17 real fast. The relationship between an inscribed angle compared to the arc that it cuts is this is half. So this is double. Don't reverse it. I'll get some people that put 20 there. I don't know how that's possible when if I put a central angle here, these two should be equal, and this opening is a lot larger. All right, so if the central angle is equal to that arc, rubber band, that's got to be smaller. So that 40 degrees has to be half of the arc that it cuts. All right, so anyway, trying to climb into your brain, be more than a robot, and try to remember formulas and when do I take half and all this other stuff. Makes sense out of it. So why I did that 17 first is 16. People do not recognize this as an inscribed angle, and it is. Even though this is a tangent line, when I look just at this, well, I mean, I got another way of doing it, thinking about this. Look at these two angles. I could rationalize this out. What's the relationship between the red and the green angle? What do those two add up to become? 180. What is this arc plus this arc? I mean, just popped in my head why this also is. What are those two added together as arcs? 360. So those two angles are half of the two arcs that they cut. Right? So anyway, angle X in this little sliver is actually an inscribed angle. So it is half of 230, which I can't think right now. 115, is that right? With my brain a little early on a Thursday morning. All right. So I don't know. I think in the homework I might have picked some more. It's hard to get some good algebra questions with this. It just matter where the x is, and you might have some solving issues. I think I got a little bit more into it on the worksheet. When we get into the tomorrow stuff, we'll started getting into maybe some of the factoring kind of questions that you could run into. All right, but I guess that's it. Real short and sweet. After yesterday, we kind of plugged through all the way through the notes yesterday, and then today gives us a shorter day. So I guess that's not bad.